Great. Hi, everyone. Thank you very much for taking the time to come along to this presentation. I hope you can all see my screen pretty clearly. And if you can't, or if you can't hear me, please just let me know in the chat panel and I'll try and do something about it. So I'm here today to talk to you from Procter and Gamble about our 13-month finance and business placement, so a 2022 intake. And just to give you a little bit of insight, I'm going to talk about myself and the company first. Then I'm going to tell you a little bit about our 13-month placement, some benefits, and the application process. So I'm going to give you a condensed version of this presentation. I'll talk to you more at the end about an event that we're running internally. And so if you do hear something in the presentation today that really sparks your interest and you think Procter and Gamble placement is the way that you would like to go for your placement opportunity, would be really good opportunity for you to come along to that session. And as I say, I'll give you more information about that at the end of the session. So a little bit about me. My name is Emma English. I am married. I've got twin daughters who are 7, and I've actually been with P&G for 14 years now. So I started, there was a scheme that predated our placement scheme called the apprentice scheme. So I came straight from school and did my accounting qualifications and various different role rotations with P&G, and I have ended up staying for years and years. So I've seen multiple different areas of the company. So I think it's a really good when you come to a company like Procter and Gamble, you will never stay stagnant in a role. Your role rotations tend to be 2 to 3 years, and you can have control over your career. If there's a certain area that really sparks your interest, you can stay and become a master in that area, or you can do a broad-based career path, which I have chosen to do and experience lots of different areas. So I find that a bit more exciting that I learn different areas of the business and get to meet different people a lot of the time. It really sits well with me to do that. The moment I'm a controls and compliance coordinator, so I make sure that everyone at P&G is doing the right thing and handle all our internal and external audits. Um, so that really helps me with my communication skills, and I've got a good eye for detail. And as well as my day job, I look after the intern recruitment for Newcastle University. So I come out to speak to all you guys, usually at recruitment fairs, and try and get you to come to us for a 13-month placement and hopefully kickstart a long-term career with P&G. So this is the first step to that, and I really enjoy doing this. As I said, if you've got any questions, please pop them in the panel throughout, but we can stop at the end and feel free to unmute yourself, or I can read them from the panel, whichever you feel most comfortable with. So Procter and Gamble, you have probably seen us, whether you know who we are as a company or not, you've probably seen us in every single advert. Every time you turn on Coronation Street on a night time, we are there with all of our different products. We're one of the biggest marketing companies in the world. So if you have a look at some of our brands here, skincare, we have Olay, we do a lot of fem care, so always in various different incontinence products. We do grooming, so we own Gillette, Braun, so Oral-B. Fabric care, you may not recognize Tide, that's an American brand. An equivalent would be something like Daz. We own Bolds. We own some of the biggest, Lenore, the biggest fabric care brands. You know, we sponsor Mrs. Hinch to be our brand ambassador to make it a bit more applicable for you guys. So she cleans with most of our products. And hair care, we've got Aussie, Head and Shoulders, Pantene, herbal essences. So whether you've heard of Procter and Gamble as a brand, as a company, you will have definitely heard of our brands. Our brands are actually present in 180 countries across the world. So we really are a global manufacturing company. We have 65 leading brands and 100,000 employees across the world. We operate in 70 different countries, so that could mean we have a plant, we have a service centre, we have a head office in 70 different countries. So we really are a huge employer, and we sort of excel in the areas of talent development, and making sure that we have a promote from within culture. If you are interested in joining us specifically, it would be for a finance and business placement in the Newcastle Service Centre. So we are based in Cobalt Park. We've been there for 21 years now, so we're very well established in the area. There's 500 employees currently on site. Well, split between working from home and on site because of the COVID protocols. And there's 16 different departments on site. So what Newcastle Service Centre does is basically we are we service the European business in their finance and accounting and various other different aspects. And we close the books for the European business here in Newcastle. We are something that we call a capability and mastery global center of excellence, and we specialize in not only developing accounting skills but really specializing in digital, which is we see as the future. So we look to build the capabilities of people on site to make sure that we're um, always automating, improving work, and building the skills of the people who work for us to make sure that we're really competitive in a future market environment. So that's a little bit about who we are as a company. So if I talk now about the 13-month placement that we offer. So I'm really pleased to say this year that we are expanding our scheme. So in previous years, it's always just been a finance scheme that we've been looking for. But this year, due to the success of the placement scheme, where we are looking to expand into other areas of the business based in Newcastle. So um, we are looking for roles that aren't just accounting focused. If you've got a keen area for business, there is various different areas we can focus on. So we've always had people in these kind of areas. So record to report is more of the core accountancy area that you would work in. It's the retrospective closing of the books. So you get to the end of a period, you close the accounting period that you have just worked in. We work on monthly cycles and we close the books so monthly, quarterly, and annually. Then we've got the business planning and analysis. So this is more of our budget and future focused. So what money can the marketing guys spend, for example? What's their budget? Where should they be spending it? Are they sticking to the budget? And what's the forecasts? That kind of future focused area. Banking is more of a department, open, closing bank accounts, responsible for paying things. It's a very fast paced, externally focused. It's with working with 62 partner banks, so making sure that the payments are going out the door appropriately in the right currency. There's no problems with the vendors, making sure that we are collecting and paying correctly. And speaking of collections, accounts receivable does what it says on the tin. It works with its country split out by country, and you work with the various different um, vendors in those different countries to make sure that we're getting the money back into P&G that we're owed. So working with your Tesco's, your Morrisons, your Walmart, and you building relationships with those customers and making sure that that they're paying us on time in the right payment terms, and um, making sure that there's no penalties and etc. applied. And newly this year, we're going to be bringing in a global consumer relations role. So in this role, you will be more responsible for brands. You may become a brand expert. For example, looking after an Olay brand, you would learn everything there is to know about an Olay brand and be able to perform data analysis to see trends in that area. Product supply, so working with making sure that the products are being shipped, working with transportation agencies, and making sure that everything's going out the door correctly. And then my PG services is a very all-encompassing area. There's a lot of IT specialities there. So it may be a case of looking at building websites that are applicable for the business and making sure that there's the right payroll systems in place. It's a very broad-based area, but it could be somewhere that's really interesting to go. So it's really testament to how well the scheme's gone in the past that we are looking to expand into more areas and more roles this year and sort of rebrand into finance and business. We when the title of the slide is bringing real impact to P&G from day one, it means that we aren't just looking for people who are going to come to us and um, do the photocopying and put the kettle on. That's not what we expect from our interns. We expect them to sort of hit the ground running. We have a standard role in place. You get to gain your practical experience. You would do the same sort of role as anyone else, but with a lot more support and guidance, obviously. But it would be the same experiences that we would have to anyone coming into the role. It's a fast-paced, ever-evolving work environment. So you could be working on projects, you could have daily responsibilities, and basically anywhere that can add value to the company, but also add value to you guys and make sure that you're building the skills that are going to be um, setting you up for the future. You also get the opportunity to work alongside various different experts and masters. So um, I think it's a really good opportunity that we're going back into the working to go back into the office at the moment, because I think placements really excel when they get to see other people day to day. They've worked so well in a remote environment. But I think having role models face to face that you can ask questions and advice and see how a real an office works is the best possible experience for you guys. So hopefully by the time anyone was coming to us in July 2022, we would be in quite a normal working environment, whatever that is by then. And evolution of work. So the chance to work on projects, it's not just going to be you're going to come and do a mundane job that's going to be the same every day. It's not. It's going to be fast paced. You're going to get projects. You'll have the autonomy in your role to develop projects if that's what you're interested in. But that you may be given a project to work on. We're really looking for those people who have got initiative and who will be able to take a project and run with it and communicate and report all of your results and findings, because it's really important to build those skills too. If we look at benefits, sort of whistle stop tour of the benefits, you would be a competitive salary and pension. So you will be, it's a paid placement, so it gives you the opportunity to save up some money for your final year. Hopefully, you'll not have to put as many hours in into a part-time job during your final year. We do have a company shop at our Long Benton site that which we have access to, so discounted products. And we have various different charity product sales throughout the year. So we fill our meeting rooms up with lots of products that get delivered. You can go and pick what you want, and then make a donation to charity. So I mean, you can get buckets load for sort of as much as you want to donate. And we donate a huge amount to our local partner charities. So it's win-win. We also have a subsidised canteen and Costa area. So there's a Costa in our reception area where the drinks are subsidised, so quite a lot cheaper. And the same with our canteen. So that's open for anyone to use. You could get sandwiches or various different hot meals at a fraction of the price that it should be. We have a free car park and gym on site. We get Christmas hampers every year or a Christmas voucher. You can select whether you'd like a big food hamper with lots of nice, yummy goodies in it, or you can get a voucher at the various different shops you can choose from. A benefit that I find really handy, and I know my intern loves the flexible working arrangement. So you can start between 7 and 10 and finish between 3 and 6, depending on the day, depending on your personal plans. As long as you work 8 hours within that day, P&G are really flexible with that, and we put a lot of trust in our employees there. And then we have an annual company ball, which I'm hoping will go ahead this year, as long as all of the winter goes to plan with COVID restrictions, where we go to St James's Park every year and we hire the 2 floors out, have a great 3-course meal, lots of games and prizes, and then usually there's another floor full of games and activities, um, whether it be karaoke, Vegas themes. We've had all kinds of things there, which is a really great thing once a year. So hopefully that will go ahead this year. P&G offer continuous training and development. So we wouldn't expect you to come to us and sort of make your own way. We have a specific training plan that we offer and a continuous onboarding program throughout the year. So we aim for you to excel in building your business communication, business fluency, analytical skills, and data management. I know a lot of uh, interns who come through us think they have got a vague understanding of Excel, and they soon realise that that's not the case. The skills they build in that area alone and presentation skills, it absolutely blows me away sometimes the difference by the end of the year. Project management and learning to prioritize your own work, as well as a basic bookkeeping course. So that's a 2-day sort of accountancy course, which gives you the basics in finance, which is really handy to take part in, and you get a certificate at the end of that. Employability wise, we teach leadership. We really want to develop the next generation of leaders in P&G, collaboration skills and presenting skills. And then, as I said earlier, we want to be a digital center of excellence. So we're at the forefront of emerging technologies. We're always looking at robotics and things like technologies called Nine, which really automate a lot of the work that we do. Um, and various different analytical and presentational software. So we're really interested in making sure that we can visually present to, but also making sure that the work that we do is constantly improving and evolving, and digital skills are really key to that. How the application process to our scheme works is it's actually open now. We have just opened our link. There's a QR code in the corner there, and it'll also be on the next couple of screens. So we would like, if anyone is interested in joining the scheme, to register your interest um, via that QR code. That will also mark if you are interested in attending our application workshop. There's a question in there, so select yes, and you'll be invited to attend that virtually this year. Usually would like to get people in the office to attend it and have a look around and see where you would potentially be working, but due to COVID restrictions, that can't be done this year. Then our interview days will be held approximately the first 2 weeks in December. We may have one the last week of November as well, and potentially one in January as well. But we work on a first come to be proactive with your applications, and don't leave it until after Christmas because it could be too late. Then finally, we will give you an offer and give you all the further details that you will need, such as your salary information, your start date, and the team you will be going to after that point. So I mentioned earlier the P&G application workshop and virtual site tour. So on November the 17th, that's a Wednesday in the afternoon, we will be presenting a more detailed presentation. So we'll give you an insight from the interns who are currently with us, and also from the prior year. You can get a chance to speak to those interns if you want to in a Q&A panel. We'll tell you a bit more about what it's really like to work on site and what it's like to work for P&G, as well as the opportunity for our recruitment manager to tell you more in detail of the application process and the expectations. So if you are interested in applying for a career with us, I recommend that you fill in the application, you fill in the QR code survey, but don't complete the link that you'll be sent with the application until you've been to this site tour. The feedback is we do this every year, and we get a lot of feedback that um, there's a lot of hints and tips in there. So you stand the best chance in getting through to the interview stage if you do listen. I've had interns tell me before that they had written their application, came along to the day, and scrapped it and started again, because once we tell you what we're looking for, it's not a game. It's black and white. We'll tell you exactly what we want to see and what we want in your applications, and what will stand you in the best stead. So I do think it's a worthwhile investment. It'll be around 2.5 hours long. But if you're interested, please come along and we'll give you more details about those roles that I mentioned earlier and what it's like to work in each of those roles in a bit. Um, we'll probably have people come along from those roles to tell you a little bit about their day to day and what they work on. So this is my last slide of the presentation. If you were interested, please register your interest via that QR code. We're really hopeful that you can come and join us on our application workshop. And if you've got any questions, I would love to hear them. Love to hear them now. Um, Placement opportunities in P&G's Weybridge office. If there's any opportunities in the Weybridge office, if you look on pgcareers.com, they will be on there. Also, I think there's an Instagram. If you have a look on that, they also often present their placement opportunities in the Weybridge on Instagram. So this is the scheme that we are offering is only for Newcastle because that's where our finance and accounting European hub is. Is anyone brave and would like to ask any questions? No, well, I'll hang around for a little while if you do want to ask any questions. Um, Stay on the line or pop them in the chat.
I just want to ask about pharmacy related like experience in P&G.
Pharmacy related, yes. So there's a research and development centre in Benton. But again, if you have a look on PG Careers, that would be specific. It's a specific career path, and then they put all their vacancies on PG Careers. So if there's any placement opportunities or if there's any graduate sort of positions, they'll all go through PG Careers.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, Emma. Just a quick one from me. I just want to ask about, as well as also the Weybridge placements, about P&G's placements in Geneva. Obviously, they are obviously international placements, but are they open to UK students or are they much more based for EU students?
If there's placement opportunities in Geneva, they'll not be limited by location. So, but again, that's something that would be on PG Careers. We don't overlap the recruitment streams with the finance. We're really specific, and we only really open it up to Newcastle and Northumbria students. But for the international placements, they're usually advertised globally.
Okay, thank you.
Does anyone have any more questions for Emma? No? So thank you very much to Emma. That was a fantastic presentation for speaking and leading the session today. I hope that everybody really enjoyed the event. I'd just like to submit a short poll for the students just to get some student feedback on the Employer Connect series. So if you could fill that out and then you are free to go. Again, thank you so much for watching and thank you again to Emma, and we hope to see you at another one of our Employer Connect sessions.